These are like the perfect spawns.
Those are all really nice spawns. Purple is kind of left out in the like alone. You
They
notice
should be
that?
fine.
No, I just mean like they're separated and they're pretty far
Yeah.
away from each other.
Anyways, we've got
We'll see what
Nephilim
happens.
and NebulaFox as
yeah,
gray
these are some really nice metal clusters and all of that.
versus OrbNet and Trialq as purple and GFoyle and Mirrored 4 as black. Yep, they've got lots of ways to expand, and pretty much all the expansions push them into each other. So hopefully this is going to be a nice battle.
I can tell this is going to be intense, and I mean, there's no place for them to escape to, right?
Nope, this is the only planet, and it's a 600 size, so it's really small. I would say probably at most, maybe 100 metal spots.
147.
Ah. Yep,
But,
and it looks like Purple's already got an air factory up, and they've got their first scout.
Yeah, Purple's got an air factory and bot factory out.
Yep, and they found black.
They found black already? Well on them. It looks like black now starting to get some bot factories out, and gray's lagging behind on their factories.
Yep,
Only
gray's
by a
been
little bit, though.
found also one comm, at least. So, one black, one gray for purple, and another gray.
Purple just did a great job scouting. Pretty much just found all of them except the last black. And I mean, it looks like they're going to find them right now.
But they're sort of lagging behind in their economy, and also black is pushing out doxes instead of fires, and that may kill off purple's expansion.
Yeah, I noticed that. And black's now also working on an air factory as well.
And so is gray. Everyone's trying to catch up.
Oh yeah.
And they found the next black. So purple now knows where everyone is, pretty much.
So that's a pretty big thing. I mean, they can choose where to place their defenses and all of that. Choose who to attack first. Looks like gray's moving forward with the docks towards purple right now.
Yep, black is sort of also, but their wind docks is
I think
randomly
black
wandering
is just
off.
staying there to make sure purple doesn't come too close. I mean, from the looks of it, you can see he's sending docks to pretty much all the expansions that it looks like the black wants, just to kind of secure them and make sure that no one goes there.
Yep, one thing I have seen in this tournament is people actually tagging doxes onto their fabbers, so that then they get a little bit of an escort going along.
That's nice. Yeah, you can see that right now with purple. He's got 2 docks out before an Fabber even gets close to where the Fabber's planning to build.
Yep. Yeah, black is already getting a small army going at this moment. Building
Gray's
quite a few
got
bot factories.
Gray's got a small army of engineers going.
Yep.
I think Gray might have the most engineers at the moment.
Possibly.
Black just got into like a little fight, I think, with one of Gray's doxes.
Gray is attacking purple, and purple is attacking black.
This is gonna be interesting. Black's moving forward towards purple's South Pole base.
Yep.
With a couple of docks.
Yeah, they really don't want them to hold it.
Yeah, they really want that little cluster of mechs.
Yep, I'm not surprised to see the aggressiveness. GFoyle is a pretty aggressive player. So definitely a good usage. Doxes are pushing forwards and pushing purple back.
Doesn't look like Purple's building any defenses there, but he's just keeping some docks. I mean, he's got 5 factories going right now, working on a 6th. No, I mean,
Yeah.
working on a 5th.
But Black's coming in and they're starting to hit some of the expansion. And the comm looks like it's coming forwards to go ahead and try to take on those doxes.
Black just took care of 1 mech. Looks like it's about to take a second. And if you can, if you notice, they're also bringing another force of docks, attacking more from the bottom of the base, while distracting him in the top.
Yep, they're definitely doing a good job splitting up their forces and keeping that comm off balance.
Yeah.
And Black actually, if you look at their second base, is building up a really nice docks force. So they should be doing well. Gray's really just going on the expansion, though.
Gray's got some nice defenses going there.
Yep, they've building some more
like walls and all
factories.
That.
Yeah, they're not really. I think they're going to try to stay out of the fight and let Purple and Black fight it out.
And then just take the weaker one afterwards.
Yep, that's a pretty good idea, especially in this. Since Black and Purple are so close together, they're just going to fight each other.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be surprised to see Gray. Oh, it looks like Gray's making aggressive moves towards Black.
With towards where Black's comm is, though.
Yep. So it probably won't last
too long. The comm should be able to deal with that, no problem.
Actually, the comm's moving away from there.
I think Gray might be able to, depending on how far the comm goes, Black might be able to take on that bot factory before Black can react.
Possibly.
Oh, did you just see what OrbNet said?
No.
He said, White's going to win if you keep attacking me. You realize how FFA works. And he was saying that toward Merit 4, I think.
I'm actually not sure who's out front, but it sort of comes down to they're going to be fighting each other.
Yep. Looks like Gray's docks force pretty much got taken care of. But now he's moving towards Black's other base. I think he might be able to kill off... He kills off 1 engineer. Looks like he might kill off an energy generator as well as a metal extractor. And Black and Purple just made a 2-minute peace pact. So that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, especially with the artillery there.
Yeah.
Oh well, that's how these games go.
Black's now building a pelter as well.
Yep, they've been building it for a little bit here, and they got their comm in the mix, and it should be done here in a second.
And now it's done right now. Yep. And now they're building some walls to protect it.
Yep, and it's
Let's
firing.
take a look at Gray. Gray's working on a tier 2 advanced bot factory.
Oh, they're really getting on it.
And I mean, they can pretty much do that safely, because it is far away from pretty much everyone.
Yep.
Although Black's dock force just Black's dock force near the Black's dock force might be able to take that down, but we'll have to see what happens. Black's also working on a tier 2 bot factory as well.
Yep, they're going advanced as well, and it looks like Purple is just building more air.
Yeah, and it looks like Black just won that little altar fight that they had going on.
Yep, the pelter has been taken down, and now just taking down the rest of the defenses there. Gray looks like they're getting ready to attack northwards towards Purple, and if Black actually swoops in the side, they can hit a nice chunk of Gray's base.
Yeah. The only thing I can see stopping them is Gray's left a nice little forest of docks just right behind a tower, pretty much just staying in his base. I think that's going to be used for defensive purposes, so that might be able to intercept Black's docks force if he brings it forward.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
And I mean, right there, Gray's finished the tier 2 bot factory.
Yep, and they'll
And
probably
that,
start turtling up for the most part.
It looks like going engineer first.
Yep,
I
and
think
they're
they might
going
get
for a
some
second
slammers
one.
involved soon. Oh, they're going for a second one too?
Yep, right north of it.
Interesting. Oh, I see it. I see it somewhere. Yeah.
Alright, and black's doing well against purple. They've built up defenses and some more pelters to just hold the position.
Which is really all you need to do at the moment. I mean, if black, as you can see, black's kind of trying to move towards where purple's air factories are, and those are pretty much left defenseless.
Yep, and it
If
looks
black
like
can get in there,
yeah, it
can deal some real
actually
damage.
really looks like that purple is going to try for advanced bombers, and black is sending in troops already to go
we'll
fight.
have to wait and see what happens.
And they are inside the base right now, starting to hit things. And it looks like they're going to pull the doxes they sent in back.
Oh, yeah. So we'll see what happens. Black's also moving forward with the big portion of docks and Black's own commander as well.
Yep, and purple's sending in their comm as well. And it'll be interesting to see what happens. Because if they're able to swing in and destroy that comm... they're losing
that comm just lost a lot of health, but I mean, all those doctors are gone, and now they can move forward without actually having to worry too much. But it looks like Black's bringing a group off to the side to kind of intercept as much as it can. Oh, the comm might die from Black. I think it might.
Black's comm is down. Just way too many.
Purple.
Yep, overextension. And Gray is sending in a large force against Black as well.
Looks like Black might just be finished soon. I can see that force of docks as well, dealing some nice damage. It doesn't even look like Black is trying to respond with their own docks. Well, they are now, but
yeah, but they're going to come in and take down those units. I'm actually surprised that in this tournament we haven't seen really any pounders at all.
Yeah. We're seeing some slammers, but pounders, I don't know. It looks like, yeah, right now, Gray's moving a good force of docks and slammers towards Black, and like the back of his base too, where he doesn't really have any defenses.
Yep, I'm seeing it here.
So those are gonna hit pretty hard.
Yep, it looks like Gray's going to go for Black.
But Black's moving forward now as well with his docks force. It looks like Black's gonna try to target the tier 2. I'm not too certain though.
Who knows? He's got a large force coming in.
He stopped moving his units. He stopped moving his unit. Okay. So I'm lagging a bit, so I'm just gonna pause my chrono cam for like a couple seconds and be like 2 seconds behind.
Alright.
Oh shoot. Never mind. Whatever. It's back to normal. So let's see what happens with docks. It looks like they'll be able to kill the third tier 2 base that they're trying to make.
Yep, actually a nice wall's trying to be built here by the engineers, but they've left it behind trying to build defenses. Just not going to be enough.
Let's
Black's
see what
just sitting there.
I mean, Black's pretty much just sitting there without Gray doesn't have any actual defenses. He's moving forward a commander, but we'll see what happens. The tier 2 base, the third one that he was trying to build is gone. The second one looks like it's about to die as well.
Yep, if they can get in there and kill that comm.
I think Black is. I think Gray is kind of overextending with his comm. His comm looks like it might die. Although Gray's moving a huge force back to try to protect his comm, although I don't think it'll happen.
Yeah, the comm's pretty much surrounded at this point, and all those doxes are targeting him. May not be enough.
Yeah, as you can see, Gray started retracting his doxes because he knew that his comm was pretty much down.
And the comm is down,
So it looks
but
like looks like purple's the only one with 2 comms at the moment. Or
Yep.
no, right? Yeah. Purple's 2 comms at
And
the
gray's
moment.
actually building up a huge bomber force here. They've got 4 advanced factories building
Yeah.
bombers.
He's, purple right behind him working on a third tier 2 air factory, so we'll have to see what happens there.
Yeah, man, it looks like they're mostly going for peregrines to take
Oh,
out any air.
Gray's already been moving forward with some tier 2 bombers. Killing
Yep,
off
against
the
a
dock
few some
force.
doxes. And it looks like that they don't really have any air defenses against bombers for the most part. For black.
Doesn't look like it. Black does appear like he's lagging behind, only slightly.
And it looks like now black's going for advanced air also.
A bit late to the party, but we'll see what happens. Purple's got a nice force going forward. I think he might try to attack soon. Simply because where his force lies, but we'll have to wait and see. And
Yep,
yeah,
Gray's
this is going to be
pushing
interesting.
forwards pretty
Gray's moving
close.
a big force of docks into like the middle of his base. I'm not too certain where he'd bring him. I think he might bring him towards purple.
Yeah, but at this point they're mostly posturing, but probably will attack each other. Black needs to use this time to go ahead and rebuild his base.
Yeah,
And
I
get
mean,
that
Black
working.
only really has one base at the moment.
But it looks like he's getting out sniper bots, which is actually a pretty good idea because they tend to be really overpowered. At least in the sense that they can take down lots of units pretty darn quickly. Especially versus slammers. It's a great use because they have much longer range.
Yeah. Also, Black's building some nice defenses towards the North Pole with a couple pelters slowly creeping forward into purple's base.
Yep, pelter creep is always a useful way to do things just because it will keep your enemy from pushing against you and also allow you to go ahead and hit them. But they will be king close on a pelter here really soon.
Yeah. And it looks like purple is trying to build some pelters a little bit more back.
It looks like purple and gray actually had a bit of a skirmish. They've sent in bombers and peregrines just to go ahead and hit each other, but it looks like they're not actually sending in their dox force quite yet. Purple is moving their forces around though.
Yeah, so is Gray. Gray's constantly moving its air. Oh, Gray's force just came in to touch purple's. We'll see what happens here. Those
bombers
those
are
docks
coming
pretty
in.
much left unattended. Oh my god, there goes majority of purple's docks force. Just lost the bombers right there.
Yeah,
And I think
purple's
Gray
coming
might
back
be...
around and grabbing off a few more fighters, but gray's definitely doing much better.
I think Gray now might just move forward his docks force because he has the bigger army.
Yep, definitely a possibility. And it looks like black is actually working on a nuke at this moment in their
Is he
base.
really? That's interesting.
Yep, they're
Oh, I
going
see
to
that.
try go ahead and get it off and take someone down
I
with them.
wonder who they're gonna try to hit. I mean, from the looks of it, Gray's being better off. Simply because Gray hasn't been in like a real fight. Except for that one time where they lost their comm, and even then they didn't lose that much.
Yep, I'm actually surprised they've actually connected their bases quite well. While black has a pretty two sparse bases, gray has done a pretty good job of putting both bases together to be a single one.
Huh.
And it looks like the North Pole is just going to be left in a state of Cold War.
The nuke launcher already built. Now they're working on a nuke as well as a Hawkins. So that's going to be interesting. I mean, on a planet this small, that Hawkins can really do some damage.
Yep, and if they can get some advanced fighters going around, they can definitely stave off any bomber assaults
Yeah.
that Gray or Purple may want to try. But they should really be getting up some flak, which it looks like they've gotten up a few bits of flak all over the place, which is a great idea just to stop any attacks.
They're also working on an orbital launcher as well.
Yep, and an orbital satellite, orbital radar.
Which is interesting, yeah.
Lots
and they're trying
of
to get some more advanced air
factories coming out for Purple. They're on their third one right now. And Gray is building more advanced factories.
My game is now starting to slowly lag just because of the amount of units.
Yep, once you reach about 4K is when the game really starts to bog down, and it's mostly the simulation from the server side.
Jeez. Alright, so I think I'll just, I'll kind of just focus on black. I mean, I feel like, that's where a good portion of, the action's gonna be coming from soon. The Hawkins is about almost halfway finished. The nuke is... How much is the nuke finished? The nuke, again, almost halfway finished. So this is going to be really interesting to see what's going to happen next.
Yep, and Gray's building a Hawkins as well.
Oh, and what did Black just launch from his orbital factory?
Looks like an orbital radar.
Okay, okay.
And they just want to get a feel. And Gray actually has a nuke as well, and the nuke... Well, they're building a nuke launcher at least, and the nuke launcher is complete.
And anti-nukes as well.
Oh gosh, they've got
purple,
2 nukes.
Purple's building
3.
some anti-nukes. And a teleporter. I'm not...
Alright, so...
Purple's...
Gray has 3 nukes.
Purple's built 2 teleporters now, connecting their 2 bases. And Gray has nukes?
They're not built yet, but they're definitely in the process. They've got 3 of them right now.
3 launchers? Jeez.
Yep.
And they're building 2 Hawkins really to Purple's base. 1 Hawkins almost finished.
Alright, Black's starting to bring their units to bear.
Oh,
Bombers being sent in against Black and...
Looks like those bombers were pretty much shut down, but they did a lot of damage. Oh, nuke? No, another thing off. Another orbital launcher.
Yep, fighters coming in. A little bit of a skirmish going on, and it looks like that Hawkins was taken down.
Well, a great victory for Gray. I wonder where Black's nuke is. As in, like, what's the progress on it?
It's about 78% of the way.
Yeah. Black's now moving forward with a good force towards Gray. No, they're pulling him back.
They're going to try building the Hawkins.
Yep.
And Gray and Purple are just sitting there. Nothing exciting going on.
What did I just see shot out into space? How are Gray's nukes going?
They're not being assisted, so they're going really slowly. And it looks like that Black's nuke is completed.
Where is he gonna shoot? I think he might try to shoot purple. I mean gray, simply because gray's right beside him, and seems to be the most menacing force at the moment.
Yeah, definitely a possibility.
Although he's gonna have to be really careful and make sure he shoots somewhere where the anti-nuke doesn't protect.
Yeah, but that's pretty hard because anti-nukes actually protect in circles, and with
Yeah.
the way it goes, if it just crosses one of the nukes, it's not going to work. And purple bringing units forwards, and they may actually attempt to attack black.
Oh, I see that. Doesn't look like, well, no, black does have some nice defenses going there. So we'll have to wait and figure out what happens, but we'll see.
With the amount purple has, they should be able to push through, not too hard.
So my game's now pretty laggy, which is funny.
Yep, we're probably reaching the 4 to 5k, well, probably like 5 to 6k units.
Oh, X nuke went off for me. So I don't know if you're up to par with it, but it probably already hit somewhere.
Let me check. If it went for gray, then
It didn't
Yeah.
look like it went for purple.
looks like it got stopped by an anti-nuke. Because I am not seeing
Ah.
any damage anywhere. And gray's pushing units forwards.
The black base.
Yep.
Looks like he's doing some damage. Is he pulling them back now? He might.
Yep.
I think he's just trying to bait black's units as much as possible so that his bombers can deal with them. Without having to worry about flak.
Yeah, but it looks like
Oh,
black's not taking the bait.
A nuke just went off from purple from the looks of it, and it might just hit black. Doesn't look like it though.
No, it looks like it might have been an orbital.
Yeah, it might have been an orbital. It was kind of at the very edge of the planet, so.
Yeah, it was probably an orbital because I'm not seeing any nuke launchers.
Yeah, it's orbital.
And another, looks like an advanced radar going up here for gray, and they're putting together another, well, they're hoping their nukes finally, which should speed up, and hopefully once we get some units killed, things will speed up here.
Holy, did you just hear what Zafot said? He has 2 FPS. That's ridiculous. Yeah, it's really laggy. Where was it that there might be a fight soon? And hopefully units dead?
Oh, the nukes from gray, they're finally assisting them.
Oh, okay. Hold on, I will be right back.
Alright. Anyways, so looking at how things are at this moment and to speculate, it looks like that purple and gray have made some sort of strange pact to go after black, just for the fact that gray is continuously attacking, and purple has this nice group of forces, which I'm trying so nicely to help you look at in this very slow game. And moving back here, black is really trying to hold off against gray, but if gray and purple attack, there's not going to be any helping them. And gray has just sent a nuke out, and it is heading straight towards black, and they are going to probably take out this main force here just to go ahead and knock them down it coming in, and then they'll probably swarm in, and it's looks like it got hit. The anti-nuke saved the day. It looks like.
So what I miss?
Gray just attempted to nuke all of Black's forces, but an anti-nuke saved the day for them.
That is quite ridiculous. How many nukes did Gray send?
Only one.
Oh, okay, okay.
And it looks like now they're talking.
I mean, that's really all you can kind of do. Talk and slowly move your unit. Hang up on white plan, I assume. Interesting. Wow. I'm just looking at Purple's air army that has that Purple's been building, and it is massive.
Yep, in a moment here, Gray will have 2 more nukes.
It looks like Purple's slowly beginning to move units towards Gray, so...
Oh, but Gray and Black are going at it now.
Oh, let me go see that. There we go.
It's incredibly slow, though. This is stop motion animation right here, folks.
On top of which, it's also slow for just get around the world and looking all over the place. But it looks like Gray's air is kind of just sitting on top of Black's units.
And Black has sent in bombers behind Gray's line, and I'm not sure what they're doing.
How much damage are they doing?
Looks like they're hitting an anti-nuke.
Okay.
And it looks like they're launching a nuke. So Black has launched a nuke. They took out the anti-nuke that was right there. Towards Gray.
Let's see what's gonna happen. It looks like the more things were shot into space, I think they might lose this time. But let's take a look at what happens.
Looks like it's going for the northern part of the base, right where that anti-nuke was covering.
Oh, let's see how much damage they hit.
And it's going to take out probably... Oh, wait. No, it's still going.
It's still going. Where is it?
Oh, it's landing right where the anti-nuke was. And there goes some advanced factories, quite a few stuff. Not enough to make a difference in the FPS, though.
In the lag. No. Need to kill
but it looks
some
like
of these units to make a difference.
Black and Gray's units are finally going at it.
I think if Gray or die, our lag won't be bad. Oh, it looks like Gray's now shooting a nuke towards Black.
Yep, they're both
I think it
firing
might try
nukes.
to hit. It might try to hit. Yeah. It looks like it's trying to hit the good portion of Black's forces.
Yep, we'll find out if that anti-nuke stops it.
Is it going past? Oh,
and it's going to make
coming down. Yeah, it looks like it's going to make it.
Boom!
Oh!
And we are up to... I've just gained about 0.5 FPS. Ish.
That is awesome. How, what do you have running to check your FPS?
I'm using the client. Control P.
Oh, Control P. Let's go check that.
Yep, it'll tell you your client FPS. And Purple is attacking Gray.
FPS.
Finally, Purple is sending in a large force to attack Gray, now that they're quite sure that Black has lost a massive amount of forces. 2 giant Doc's armies fighting it out along with a massive air fight. And it looks like Purple is taking control of the air.
Well, I'm trying to slowly move over into where this battle is taking place. It's hard, especially with 1.5 FPS. I can see the air moving forward.
Yep.
Is it moving
And it
towards
looks
Gray,
like
right?
Gray's forces on that side have been decimated. There is nothing left of them.
Jeez.
And Gray
That
does
is
have a nuke left, and they'll probably want to use it to defensively nuke the incoming forces. They will not, their own troops will not get anywhere close enough before this is over.
Purple is just doing a lot of damage here. Wow.
Yep, lots of fighters also coming in to stop any bombers that might try to attack their doxes. And air superiority is pretty much belonging to Purple at the moment.
Yeah. I think if Gray managed to pick up all of all of their air, and then moved it forward, it could have been a different story. But they sent them in waves, so it looks
Yep.
like Black's also moving forward, kind of at the edge of my screen. I'm not entirely sure. I'm
No,
now at
actually, Gray is
1.6.
pushing into Black really hard.
Oh, that's interesting.
They are pretty
1.6
much taking out
FPS.
the rest of the base, and they are going for what's left of the nuke. And the comm is just running back to the other base, trying to keep things safe.
Gray also shot off a nuke towards Purple.
Yep, and we'll see what happens. They're scrambling all of their air just to get them out of the way of the nuke.
Yeah,
And it looks like it's going to miss pretty much all of their air. Just not going to really do anything at all to Purple.
nice. Purple's still moving forward with a good force of slammers and like docks and all of that.
Yep.
Killing
And the
just
comm's
anti-nukes.
really close by.
I see that, so I'm curious as to what's gonna happen.
Yep, if they catch wind that the comm's there, that's going to be almost game over.
I think they just saw it right now because the air just flew over Gray's comm. But Gray's comm is pretty much surrounded like hundreds of engineers from the looks of it.
And Black's forward defenses are being ripped apart by Hulkins, 2 Hulkins, 3 Hulkins actually, that have been built by Purple. Black has almost no place to go.
Jeez. Mercy, Orb, mercy, is what Black said. Oh, Gray saying you deserve it. So let's see how much damage Purple can finally like do just before their units are about to die.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to be killed off, taking just a few more. But nuke is coming from Purple, and I have no idea where it's coming to, but might be towards that comm.
Purple's they have to be very careful because that comm I'm pretty sure is protected by an anti-nuke.
Yep, they're going to have to hit northwards, right towards where the enemy was putting things down, and it looks like that's where it's headed. Oh, but it's gotten intercepted by an anti-nuke. It just flew a little too close. And Gray has pretty much taken out Black's main, well, secondary base. And they might be go ahead and flip around. And it looks like an Astraeus is being built for some reason. I'm not sure if they're going to try put their comm into orbital layer or not. I'm actually not sure if that's possible.
I don't think you can. I think that only works once you send your somewhere else on like somewhere into another planet, and the comm goes into orbital layer. Really, if you put your comm in Astraeus, you're just making it a bigger target for fighters.
Yep, and with this type of game where most groups have fighters, it's a bad choice.
Yeah. It looks like Gray's moving a big force of units towards purple now, actually.
Yep, they're
Near
coming from the other base, but purple has
yeah,
a large force there to intercept them at this moment, and
those
they're not going
bombers
to
pretty
make it.
much took out half of them.
Yep, purple is not happy that gray is trying to attack them again.
Oh no. Purple just moved all of its air pretty much to go finish whatever's left of the Gray's attacking force. Wow.
Yep, and there's not much left. At this moment, I would be willing to speculate that purple, unless something amazing happens, like a dozen nukes or something like that, purple will probably win this match.
I mean, if they can get one stray nuke off, it's like all of Purple's air, that would be amazing. But
Well, it looks like the
I
gray
doubt
does
that's gonna
have
happen.
one nuke built.
So we'll have to wait and see. It looks like a nuke's
Oops.
coming from somewhere. Oh, never mind. That's Hulk and Fire. That's just Hulk and Fire. Or Pelter, that is.
It's probably Hulkin. And a nuke's coming out from gray. They're aiming for purple.
Yeah, I see that.
It's coming around the South Pole.
I'm trying to follow it. Alright.
It's heading straight for the line that black made. Black and purple originally made. Might be a moment's reprieve
Oh.
for Bo, but huge force coming in for purple.
Black sending some air, but I don't think that's going to do anything, really.
Nope, black is not
It
going to be
looks
able
like
to make
also
it.
the nuke got intercepted as well.
Yep, it's
Oh,
got taken
Purple's
down.
moving. Purple is moving all of its air. This is going to be really laggy. Just, oh my god, the amount of, like, fighter fire that you can see on your screen.
Alright, so it looks like that black has gone to orbital. Their comm is sitting in orbit right now, surrounded by a bunch of orbital fighters.
I didn't even know you could do that. It's amazing.
Yeah, good strategy though, because even when purple takes down all of their troops, they will be left with nothing. So unless they're going to chase
Yeah,
them down
Purple
in the
pretty much
orbital
has to build
layer,
some Avengers.
yep, they're going to need to build a few dozen. But soon enough here, black's not going to have much left. And that's going to really slow down any attempts they have to build.
I mean, really, if Black managed to get off like a laser platform, that would be amazing. But I don't
Yeah.
think they're going to be able to.
Yeah, it's doubtful they're going to come back from this just for the fact that they'd have to land their comm and put them in danger again. And with these two,
Oh no.
with the huge armies that Purple's running with, there's probably no way that you could get really any farther than just ground level before they demolished you.
Especially because since it's all air.
Yep.
It looks like Gray's working on some more nukes. Just constantly building nukes from what it looks like.
I have absolutely no doubt.
From the looks of it, Gray has 3 or 4 nuke launchers. If I was Gray, I'd fire them all at like one center where there's only one anti-nuke, and the 4th nuke would hit.
Yep, the main
But I
problem
don't know if
being
it's
is
worth
that they don't quite have access to all of the information we do, and they probably have
Yeah,
no idea where to launch it. But Purple has a nuke also as well. And actually, Purple is
so
doing
this is
their
going to
best
be
to leave
interesting.
no place undefended from nukes.
Yeah, there are quite a lot of anti-nukes in Purple's base. So good for them.
Yep, and purple's just working their way through all the rest of black's. And this is most definitely the end of black. I really doubt they can make a comeback from this.
I mean, if black stays in orbital and just kind of sits there, kind of, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
Fighters
Looks like
are just being
purple
sent
is
all
moving forward.
directions.
Yeah, I see that. Wow. That is really crazy. I wonder what they're trying to do right now.
I think it's just a massive scouting attempt trying to find the comm for black.
I mean, they're sending bombers, they're sending everything. Just, that is crazy.
And the good news is at least quite a few of the fighters being taken down in Gray's area.
So, yeah, it looks like um, Purple's trying to kill off a good portion of their own air simply because they don't want lag. So, and now Purple's also moving like a huge force of units towards.
Yep, they know where
We'll
those
have to-
nukes are, and they're going to take them down.
Yeah. 47-minute game. Really, really intense, but also really laggy.
Yeah, we're sort of pushing the boundaries here. Fighters coming in. And just all flying all over the place.
Oh, I'm not sure if those are bombers or fighters, but he just brought a group of no, they're bombers. They're bombers. He just killed the Gray's orbital factory, purple that is.
Yep.
And now bringing more units again. I'm not sure what he's going for. Oh, killed 4 advanced factories, and now bringing forward a bunch of units into Gray's base.
Yep,
I
and
think
Gray's
Purple's just
got
going for
2
an all-out
nukes.
attack.
And at this point, my best suggestion for Gray would be to defensively nuke the incoming units.
Yeah, defensively nuke Purple's like forces because there's a lot.
And it looks like they're taking my advice, because here comes the nuke, and it's headed straight for those units. And they're pulling units back from there.
Yeah.
Oh, yep.
Did it
We're on
just
the
go
tail end.
past? Jeez.
A nice chunk was taken out, but not quite enough.
And now Gray is moving forward with their comm.
Yep, it looks like they're making a surge attempt here, just to try to take down all of those units.
And then
But
just off to the side of my screen, you can see Purple trying to like bomber rush all of Gray's nukes.
Yep.
That comm is kind of left alone right now.
Yep.
I wonder
But
what would happen if Purple brought just all of its air towards the comm. A nuke coming off from Purple towards Gray. I'm not sure where it's gonna hit. I think it might just be down.
Yep, they're going to probably aim for all of those incoming units and just try to take care of all of Gray's oncoming units.
No, it went past that.
No, it barely.
Well, yeah, it'll
It
hit.
will
It'll
take
hit
out most of them.
all of them, almost all of them, except like one or two in the front from the looks of it. And now
One
purple again
sniper
moving its
bot.
forces in.
Yep, he's coming back in to take down anything left. And they found the
Gray
con.
moving. Looks like Gray's moving the like pretty much the bulk of his forces just to surround the comm.
Yep, definitely not wanting to leave that alone.
Oh no. Purple making a straight like beeline for Gray's comm.
At this moment, it's mostly up in the air. Because
We'll have to wait and see.
comm's trying to move away.
Oh, GG's been called though.
Yep, we may see a self-destruct. Or they may just push it. Oh my word, lots of bombers coming in. And they are heading straight for the comm.
Jeez, and
That is the end of Gray's comm. And so now it's left to black.
I mean, what does black do now? Oh, black still has some. Black still has a good like force of engineers. Are those engineers or no? Those are black has a good group of stingers and walls going on right now. So
versus
really
the
curious to see
enemy, probably not, because as soon as purple gets a nuke up, that will be the end.
yeah. Also, my FPS better now, way better. Still not that great. Oh, purple's bringing all of his air to black's forward base.
Yep, they're just going to wipe out all that he has, and then in which case we'll just have to call this. If they refuse to give up. Lots of fires being taken down by all of the AA.
I mean, really, all purple has to do is I forgot what the building was called, but the one that shoots orbital
An umbrella?
yeah, an umbrella. Purple just needs to start building some more umbrellas.
And huge
Like,
bomber run. Taking down 3 of their flaks.
And stingers, pretty much, almost majority of them.
Yep, another run coming in, and that's going to take down
Stingers
the
dead.
rest.
Pretty
And
much
there's
everything
almost
there is
nothing
dead.
left.
Pretty sure they have no max at all. So I'm really interesting.
And just a few towers left there.
Yeah.
I think we may just have to call this. Otherwise, we're going to have to wait for quite some time.
I mean, really, purple won. There's nothing really that black can do. Pretty much game right there.
Alright, laying down the finals. We'll see if Mir decides to go out by surrendering, or if we'll just have to call this. And end it here.
I think you might just have to call it. We'll see. Oh no! So, they're saying they could still win because they're building laser platforms.
It's not even halfway done, and
Exactly.
let's face it,
No.
at this point, by the time they will have one laser, it's not going to be worthwhile.
No, it's not even that. I mean, they just have to build umbrellas and that's it. Your laser platform. It's pretty much game.